Alright, here we are in our, this is the hole we dig all of our gravels out of to run through our wash plant. This is a, we've dug down to bedrock right here. This whole slope all the way up on all the big gravels and all the rock here. This is all gold bearing. These are the Precambrian gravels that exist here in the Tobacco Root Mountains. And they are where all this gold is contained. A lot of places, people are looking just for the bedrock, but I've been finding that most of my gold hangs in the wall around these big rocks. Every time I move a big rock, one of these things, I find a nugget underneath it. Not a big nugget or anything, but bigger than the other small flakes. I assume the little pieces of gravel in here are places, of course, that the glaciers have washed all of this down and deposited this like a stream bed, only over a slower, longer period of time. So what it takes is to knock the gravels off the wall. Got most of the stuff peeled back. I work in this hole and try to stay close to the bedrock. It takes more dump fines to get the stuff happening, and you just get after it with something that'll knock it down. A few chunks.
And Wayne, what would you call the gold that you are finding?
A lot of it is flattened out really and smooth. We call it glacier gold. I'll find chunkier gold that's more close to the source when I'm down towards the bedrock, but most of what I find is up in this wall, and it's all laid flat from being crushed by these rocks. And gold doesn't break; it flattens. So we have a lot of really flat flakes of gold.
Amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to get the wheelbarrow. I'm going to shove a little bit of stuff into the wheelbarrow, and we'll get it over here to the wash plant.
Great.
It's all kind of a hand operation. As you see, we do our best to keep moving, keep things going as easily as possible. Although it's one of those deals where you just gotta do it. Keep the gravel moving. It's all a volume game. The more dirt we move, the more gold we find. And here in these gravels, we have been finding about a gram every time we move a yard. A yard of dirt is actually a lot more than most people think. When I fill these wheelbarrows, I only get about a foot and a half, a cubic foot and a half of gravel in each wheelbarrow, because it's too heavy to move otherwise. So when I pile it up here, out of this, I take it over, I dump it in my repository. There is a couple of stock tanks. A stock tank and a truck bed liner. Back to the theme of things, more stuff we find at the dump. But as we move our gravels out of here, then we take it over in our wheelbarrow. The less you put in there, the easier it is to get it where you want it, not spill it. And typically, I'll fill these trays in buckets and have it stockpiled real close to me here so that I don't have to go far or try to keep going back and forth to the hole. Get our stuff. And that is how all the gold gets from the hole into our repository.
And what would you say how much an ounce of gold is worth these days?
Ooh, we check it almost every day on our phone, and we have seen the gold hovering around $1,900 an ounce, which is pretty high these days, but there's lots going on in the world that has made gold seem more stable than other things.
Wow.
So I'd be here even if it was still $1,000 an ounce or $500 an ounce. I'm strange enough that this is fun to me. Kind of the geologist in me is interested in all of these things. And the idea that I've done this since I was a kid with my dad makes it fun, makes it good memories, and it's something I enjoy sharing with my daughter. We named the mine after her. This is the Maggie Baker Mine in the Tobacco Root Mountains.
And I'm Maggie Baker.